Hello and welcome to SNS Pigskin Picks recap of NFL Week 13. I'm joined by Jeremiah Sheen and Paul Fraser, yours truly, Pratty Sandhu, and we're getting ready to recap all the action here in the NFL. Any quick thoughts from you guys?
Man, what a day. Saquon's at it again. He's chasing Eric Dickerson, and he's not going to stop. I love it how my Eagles went into Baltimore and showed them who's boss. Hey, if they meet again in the Super Bowl, so be it. Pennsylvania fans are just in pandemonium. Steelers and Philadelphia, one step closer to that ultimate dream Super Bowl for me and Mr. Fraser here. The all Pennsylvania Super Bowl in New Orleans. Oh, that would just be a party and a fight all rolled into one.
And no, guys, I wasn't.
We can only dream. We can only dream. Okay, so let's get into the first game of our recap reaction here. We had Washington bouncing back and beating up on the lowly Titans 42-19. It was 21-0 before you could blink, and Washington bounces back in a hurry. Tennessee, well, Will Levis did his thing, and Washington showed some clout here. What do you think of this game, Jer?
Although, Tennessee is supposed to have a really good defense, their offense lets them down a lot. But, I just think this is a one-off for Washington. I don't think they're going to continue to operate at this high level. We will see when they get in front of better competition again. I'm happy for them for them bouncing back, but I don't think it's going to last long. I don't think they're even going to make the playoffs in this tough NFC environment. So that's my thought.
Yeah, it was pretty one-sided, I thought, and kind of a get-right spot, I thought, for the Commandos. And when Tennessee rolled into town off of a divisional victory, they were the right spot, perfect for them. And let's move along to the next game on the slate. It was Chargers beating Atlanta 17-13. Kirk Cousins just handed the ball over too many times. Lad McConkey was solid, 9 receptions, 117 yards. And what's going on with Kirk Cousins and gangs here? What are they
looking at? This game away. That pick six was the only difference. Atlanta's defense is very good. They keep coming through. It's not their fault that Mr. Cousins handed them the win there. That game probably should have ended 13-10, right? Chargers couldn't get it going. They were a little bit tired. And Atlanta, even coming off a bye, that's pretty sad that you can't book a win after a bye week, after all that rest. Maybe they did too much partying in Atlanta at the Magic City. I don't know.
Right. 3 straight losses now.
Yeah, no, it's something's gotta change. The defense, great. Offense, not so much.
Well, I mean, Bijan had his 100 yards on the ground, but they didn't have a third down conversion.
Bijan looked like a man possessed today. Actually, he was getting those extra yards. I did see that. I did watch a little bit of that, but still a letdown. Considering Tampa Bay came back and won in overtime, they were destined for a loss, and a fumble gave them new life. Marched right down and
more on that
showed
later.
Carolina who they really are.
More on that game later. Let's do this game first. Okay. So Atlanta drops to 5-5.
Alert.
And Chargers move along in their quest for the division, or I guess I should say wild card. Okay, let's move along to an AFC North clash. I think Paul's more interested in this game. It was Pittsburgh 44, Bengals 38. Highest scoring first half in the history of these two games. I believe it was 40-odd points, Paul, in the first half.
Highest scoring game the Steelers have played all friggin' season.
Yeah.
And it
But you
was,
would think,
oh man, it was a battle. Their pick sixes, their fumbles, they were wicked running plays, there were long bombs. It was awesome.
400 yards in the air for
Favorite.
Russell Wilson. What'd you think of that one, Jared? 400 yards for Russell Wilson in the air.
No, is this the highest scoring game of the year? 81 points. Yeah. Wow.
It's got to be up there.
Steelers, the closest they got was what 38 points or 37 points.
Right.
I'm just talking about together. 81.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This
But I
is the
think,
highest scoring game.
Cincy's defense is just Swiss cheese, man. Like, can they stop anybody?
They made some good plays. They got some good picks.
They put up so many points, though. Yeah, you can't really diss them too much, but they're out now.
Yeah, they played really good. They made the Steelers play Steelers football. And it's like, we're not giving this to you. You know, if we need to play spoilers, fine. You want to win, then bring it. It was an awesome game.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the game as well, but I just thought the Cincinnati defense has to improve if they want to be somewhat respectable next year. I think this year you can pretty much chalk it up as a lost season, but maybe in the draft they look for some defensive help. I don't know.
Definitely drafting defense next year. Their offense is obviously it's set. They put up points like top 5 almost in the league, even though they got so many losses. A couple of good defenders, and they could be rolling again.
Yeah. Okay, let's move along to a matchup with Indy and New England. This one goes down to the wire. 2-point convert by the Colts. They take it 25-24. And Drake May had a solid game. Jonathan Taylor rushes for 96 yards. Nice back and forth game here. 2 young quarterbacks going at it. And I had a New England and a few teasers, so this score was perfect for me. And I had a ticket on the +2.5. So all good for that. What were your thoughts on this game? Pretty high scoring.
Richardson finally showed us something here, I guess. That 2-point conversion at the end, that was gutsy. They could have just kicked it and hoped for a good overtime. But, I like how they're aggressive and, aggressive of, chasing down a playoff spot in the AFC because it's, it's wider open than the NFC, of course. I think I like Indianapolis now to take that last wild card spot for sure. Their defense they're really good.
On the rise, and like you said, Richardson's playing better now.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah, it was an impressive output there, and like you said, Richardson's playing better, so they're an exciting team to watch out for. Let's move along to an AFC South, maybe not a clash, but it was a victory for the Texans. They needed it 23-20. CJ Stroud and gang go into Jacksonville and take this one. Late rally by Jacksonville to cover the spread, but big hit on Trevor Lawrence. He left the game. He did not return. And Houston gets the victory here, and Jacksonville is looking for another draft pick. What'd you think on this one, Jer?
Yeah, I actually read an article the other day. Trevor Lawrence to the Seattle Seahawks. And it kind of actually made sense because if the Jaguars got a good pick here, they can get one of these quarterbacks of the future and maybe just pass off this gigantic contract onto Seattle. I'm sure McDonald would love to have Lawrence in his camp and get rid of Old Man Smith. It was just a hypothetical thing, but I think the Jaguars seriously got to think, he hasn't got it done yet. Is he going to get it done? And I think they can get some good draft capital or, something.
Would he be a good fit for the Seahawks, though?
I think he would. We will see, though.
Yeah, well, he's been a disappointment so far in his career, and then he got this huge extension, a little premature, and definitely we will see what happens with his health and the Jacksonville Jaguars' future. Okay, let's move along to a very, very tight matchup. Vikings come back and beat Arizona 23-22. Arizona does cover the spread, and Minnesota wins this on a late touchdown. Sam Darnold and gang take it. Thrilling game. Jared, what did you think on this one?
Oh, man, Arizona really blew it today. The rest of the division is winning. I don't really expect San Francisco to beat Buffalo, but, yeah, this was the Cardinals' chance to keep pace. And, you know, they looked really good. You know, they were going against Brian Flores' defense. I was impressed, but I guess in the end, Jonathan Gannon's defense just couldn't hold, and that late touchdown was it.
I mean, Arizona couldn't get a touchdown early. They kept settling for field goals, and you know that's going to catch up with you, especially on the road. And Minnesota, they dug out that late drive, get the late touchdown, and Kyler Murray and gang can't drive the field to respond. So disappointing for Arizona. This victory would have helped them stay close with Seattle for the division lead, and not so much. Minnesota, they are now 10-2, I believe. Probably the most underrated 10-2 team, I would think, out there.
Maybe overrated?
But I mean, like,
I know, like,
just for their record, like no one talks about them for their 10-2 record. Right?
Yeah, so. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think when it comes down to it, when they come up against, you know, like I said, Detroit Lions or any of these teams, I think they're going to fall.
Yeah.
That was
House of Cards.
The third real close game so far.
Yeah, real close game.
2 points. That's like what, third or fourth game. The only one so far it was almost like a blowout was the Steelers game. Everything else is like, damn, they were close games.
Yeah, a lot of the dogs came in today and they barked hard. And let's take a look at Seahawks versus the Jets. Jets trip on their feet and lose another one, 26-21. Seattle, they take a little bit bigger of a lead in the division. It wasn't pretty, but someone had to win this game. Jets move closer to a high draft pick, and Seahawks, trying to get into playoff contention. Jared, what do you think?
Oh, man, at this point, it's just a failed experiment and just move on. I know there's a team out there that will take a flyer at Aaron Rodgers last season. I'm not sure which team that will be. But, yeah, no, it's the experiment's over. You need to move on. Get one of these amazing quarterbacks coming out in the 2025 draft.
Yeah.
And see what you can do.
Yeah. And big interception for 90 yards, return touchdown by former Jet, Leonard Williams. That was pretty fun to watch that.
That was awesome.
And, the Seahawks, they could have taken care of business a lot earlier. They were down the 1 yard line and couldn't punch it in from first and goal, which was disappointing. But, they get these bad penalties, I've noticed, and they're behind the chains a lot. But they have the arsenal, and Jackson Smith and Jigma had 4 receptions, 74 yards. DK didn't do all that much, but enough. And Seattle, I believe, is in Arizona next week, getting 2.5. Jared, any early thoughts on that game?
Tease
up Seattle?
That's do or die for Arizona, really. They don't win that. I think we're going to see our strongest effort from Arizona that next game. A bit of a revenge game for the close one in Seattle there. They only scored 6 points. I'm thinking that Arizona will score at least 21. So if they can keep Seattle under 21 in this next game, I think they'll come out with the win. And another battle in that division, just inching up. Might come down to the last week.
I'm definitely looking to tease up Seattle. If I can get them over 8.5, I think I'll definitely like that proposition. And let's move along to the late window of games. We have Tampa Bay winning in overtime over Carolina, 26-23. Jared cashes his money line parlay upcoming. And Carolina stumbles on their own feet. They give up a fumble late in overtime. And Bucky Irving and gang, Tampa Bay, I think they're tied with Atlanta. I think they're down on the tiebreaker because Atlanta has 2 head-to-head victories. So Tampa Bay, I think they have this division, Jared. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, this is another one of those that's too close to call. It's almost like another NFC West. I think it's going to come down to week 17 or 18, and it's going to be like a playoff atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Win or go home in 18. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, they've already played 2 times each head-to-head, so they won't be playing again. But this was a 3rd straight cover for Carolina. They beat the bum-ass Giants in Germany, I believe it was. Then they covered against Kansas City last week, and now they've covered again, +6 here. So they're showing a little bit of life here. Offense, moving the ball. They got their rookie Brooks back. He looked pretty decent. So good job for them. And Tampa creeps closer to that division crown. Okay, let's take a look at the Rams visiting the Saints. Saints had won a couple in a row. Rams got a little bit beat up by the Eagles. They bounced back 21-14. And this game was back and forth, but at the end, the Rams pull it out. Old man Stafford, big drive. New Orleans sputters. What were your thoughts?
Have the Rams played Seattle yet? Or are those down the pike?
I do not think so. I don't think they
Yeah,
have,
these
no.
are going to be really important games. If the Rams can beat Seattle twice, I see them winning the division. They're really on the uptrend. Well, although Seattle did win today, it wasn't pretty. I'd almost call that, it's still, backing into that playoff spot. The Rams are going to win and go forward into that playoff spot. And I think they'll win the division. And I like how they look. They were down 6-0, but they came back, scored that touchdown, and New Orleans.
It was the first time in 8 years. It was the first time in 8 years that the Rams were shut out in the first half. NFL record, 156 games in a row. So obviously they bounced back with 21 points in the second half. And they're inching closer to that division crown. I would have to give the edge to them or Seattle. Arizona's probably third fiddle, and SF is no man's land. So, that was a pretty fun game to watch. Okay, let's move along to the game of the week. It was the Battle of the Birds, Eagles 24, Baltimore 19. Lamar Jackson and gang could not get it done. Justin Tucker missed, was it 2 or 3 field goals and an extra point? Baltimore goes into a bye week. Are they looking for a new kicker, Jer?
Oh man, Justin Tucker will not be in the NFL next year. I'm calling it now. That's just too many. I don't know what's going on with him. If he's hurt and he's not telling, or what.
How about this year?
Sorry?
Do you think he's done this year? Like, do you think they get a new? Because they're going into a bye week.
Quite possible. That's embarrassing. They should have won.
I don't know about one, but they would have been more competitive. Right? Yeah, it would have been way more competitive, right? But still, it's tough to win Super Bowls without a kicker. And as Paul and I know, Justin Tucker has been money over the years, especially in Madden. Right, Paul?
Yeah. Well, hey, the Steelers-Baltimore game, he missed a couple crucial field goals that,
good point.
Normally, he's money. Tucker comes up, it doesn't matter what the hell it is. It can be 500-mile-an-hour crosswind, and he boots it right down the middle. That's what he used to be. like we all
That's
know,
what it
old
used to
age is
be.
catching up to us. So you know, things don't work exactly how they used to. You know, it looks like
Father
he,
time has caught up.
yeah,
Yeah, and Saquon won the battle of the running backs chair between him and Derrick Henry. Henry was somewhat bottled up there, right? Eagles
Yeah, he
defense has
still got
looked a
his
lot better.
84 yards. So the rushing race is by no means over.
Right.
But yeah, no, I really like Saquon to come, if not past 2,000 yards this season. I'm going to call it now.
We'll think about it.
Najee Harris is getting close to that.
Maybe not this year, but Eagles. I mean, they held Baltimore's offense to basically 12 points. There was a garbage touchdown late, right? But I
Yeah.
mean, the first 3 weeks they were a bit of a question mark, right? Everyone was saying, "Hey, this defense is the suspect," and they're showing all the critics like, "Hey, man, we're back," and they're on a roll. 8 victories in a row for the Birds, and that was a crazy week 13. 2/3 of the way through the NFL season. We got SF Buffalo for Sunday night football, Cleveland, Denver for Monday night football. And yeah, man, we are looking forward to the rest of this NFL season. I believe, 6 more weeks? 5 more weeks? Crunch time. A lot of must-win games. Paul's Steelers are going to be, I believe, hosting Cleveland. Is that yep.
Against the
And
Browns, and right after that, taking on your Eagles, week 15, guys.
Eagles are
Yeah.
laying 13. Eagles are laying 13 to Carolina next week. Any early thoughts on that, Jer?
Double
Your
digits.
Eagles laying 13?
No, Carolina's playing so good. How could you not take that?
I know. Well, because Philadelphia's won 8 in a row and they have Saquon Barkley. That's why. But yeah, I mean,
somehow I
would
think the game will be closer than that.
I agree. I think this is a look ahead spot, kind of like what Paul was saying. I think the Eagles know, you have the Ravens, and then you have the Steelers 2 weeks after Carolina, win by 7-10, kind of just mop it up and move along. So, yeah, okay. Looking forward to week 14 already, and the last couple of games here for week 13. Any other final thoughts you guys want to throw in? Blitzburg.
I am all idea'd out, but let's go Pennsylvania Super Bowl.
Pennsylvania
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl 2025, February. Here we come. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Please consider liking and subscribing. And we're going to catch everyone on the next time here on S&S Pigskin Picks.